You know, the UK Banking Standards Commission says that bankers behaving badly should possibly, one day, maybe, out in the far distant future, perhaps, face jail for reckless misconduct. In the meantime, that same state today, right now, treats those protesting the ongoing crime wave of those same bankers behaving badly like this. In Oakland, pepper spray. In Istanbul, pepper spray. In Brazil, pepper spray. No court, no charges, just summary execution of pepper spray to the face. Right, the crimes of the bankers over the past 5 years, in particular, have resulted in mass wealth confiscation, sometimes outright, as is the case in Cyprus or MF Global, resulting in poverty, people on the streets protesting who now get pepper spray in the face. That's the direct result of the crime wave. The UK is saying, well, maybe some days we'll put some of these guys in jail. They don't make the connection between what they've done. They don't see the connection between their actions and the results. And that's the biggest crime of all.
And of course, I want to show an image here that I think really captures what's going on around the world. It says Brazil woke up. And, you know, in the past few weeks in Brazil, we've seen up to 250,000 people out in the streets protesting. And they're protesting transportation, health services, education, and security, despite a heavy tax burden. Those are all declining for them because of the bankster occupation, because the crime wave over the past few years, the past few decades by the banksters has gone unpunished.
That's right. On this show, Stacey, we introduced the idea of the global insurrection against banker occupation. We saw it in the Arab Spring. We saw it in Wisconsin. We see it in Detroit. We see it in Europe. We see it in Greece. Now we see it in Brazil. It's in South America now. It is truly becoming a global insurrection. This is the first global insurrection in history. We've had other revolutions, but this is the first global insurrection against banking occupation.
After a year which has seen major scandals involving rate rigging, money laundering, and rogue trading rock the UK's financial industry, an influential parliamentary committee recommended that senior bankers should be held more accountable for their bank's actions. One measure, it said, should be a new criminal offense of reckless misconduct, one that could carry a prison sentence. So there are all these qualifiers. And they also say there are major scandals, not major crimes, of money laundering, rate rigging, and etc.
Don't be surprised when you wake up and flip on the BBC one day and there's 100,000 Britons on the street with torches looking for the perpetrators of this financial holocaust.
Well, in fact, the Treasury Minister, Greg Clark, told the BBC that the report was an impressive piece of work and its recommendations would be carefully considered, dismissing the notion that it would be shelved once frustration with the banks had died down.
Well, for me, it's heartening because it means that the timeline of the global insurrection is going to hit the UK as in the time that I believe it will. This is why we're here doing our show, because we want a front line on this insurrection and revolution against the banksters here in the UK. So the fact that they've come out with this report shows that the timeline is in place. You know, they're beginning to smell the fires burning at the ramparts. So game on.